Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. I'm Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi, joined here in voice, mind, body, and soul.
Alex, did I lose you?
Uh, you might have lost me. I don't know.
Oh, I heard in voice, mind, body, and soul, and then nothing.
I don't know. Lucas is right. Oh,
Hi,
you know what?
everyone.
I pulled on my microphone and it probably pulled the cable slightly.
Gotcha. I was like, is he pausing for dramatic effect? This is really dramatic. And then the pause kept going and it kept going. And I was like, I don't know what to do right now.
Did it cut out again?
No, I don't think it cut it out again.
Oh, okay. So it's like 3 or 4 feet is the maximum recommended length for a USB cable for a microphone before it starts losing like signal strength or something.
Okay. And yours is
Um,
27 feet?
no, mine is it's either that whatever that limit is or 1 foot over. But it is taut because
Gotcha.
my desktop is way over to the right of my L-shaped desk. It's a standing desk, so it goes, or it's an adjustable desk, so it goes up and down. And I
Let's
have
say, are
some
you standing
slack.
right now?
I'm sitting.
Okay.
Uh, I can't do anything that I really have to concentrate on while I'm standing because I gotta like lean in and get focused. Um, but if I'm just like maybe answering some emails or just trying to like get up for a minute and stretch and stuff, I'll move it up so I can stand at it. Um, but I have to have some like wiggle room, and so the cable goes through like some loops to like have the amount of slack it needs to for the table to go up and down, and then it goes all the way around the L of my desk, all the way up this big, I don't know, like 3 or 4 foot boom arm and into the back of my microphone. And so, accounting for all that slack earlier in the chain, it's like zip tied to a specific spot where I've only got like a tiny bit of wiggle room. So if I just like move my mic a little bit, sometimes it jostles the USB and unplugs for just a little bit for a second. Um, one of these days I'll get it sorted out. Anyway,
No, you won't.
welcome. I don't like your tone. Um, so we've got a few events going on. Rabbids Music versus Love is still going on until June 3rd. So you got about a week to burn one of the NFTs or both. You can do both. To vote for which avatar you want to win, because the next Rabbids collection will be based on the votes, and it's looking like music is gonna win.
Come
You
on,
you've
love.
got actually it says find out who wins in 1 day, 17 hours.
I got my fingers crossed for love still.
So I'm wondering if a whole bunch of people are holding on to love and not burning it until after the winner's decided, and then before the June 3rd date, they'll all they'll all grab the avatar that they, they'll do the other one so they get both NFT prizes.
Hmm.
That is a strategy that you could do.
That is a thing that people could have thought of.
So yeah, you can get all the things by burning both, but then your vote won't count for anything if you burn both. So you can do it after this day.
Oh.
That would be
Yeah, Lucas loves love,
Monday.
so I definitely.
And yeah, don't forget to play the event. Did I
Hmm.
paste that in the chat? I did.
You did.
We've also got the voice coach battle still going on. That event goes until June 7th. And make sure to check out. I'm bad at remembering the numbers and Go West's name. It's Go West.
927.
Can you paste their Twitter in the chat?
I would love to.
Um, Go West made a guide, a video guide, so go check their account.
Toot.
Hey, Go West is here in the chat. Go follow Go West on Twitter.
It is 927. I was right.
1927.
I didn't think I was wrong,
Or, not
but-
927.
1927. He's very old. He's a senior member of the Sand Fam, if you will.
coming up on 100 years there. And YouTube. Go subscribe to them on YouTube. Support their channel because they've been doing a bunch of video guides going through these events with tutorials, so that way you can find all the stuff in case you're struggling. Yeah, so go check that out. You could win tickets to The Voice. And wow, that that is a big YouTube link, Lucas.
Yeah, I did not mean to do that. I was trying to, I copied what I thought was the link that you just put down, sandbox.game/events, but
I think it linked to the specific chat bubble.
Yeah, I think it
I
did.
don't know. That's weird.
Not what I wanted to do.
But the little chat view that I have, just the entire thing just got filled up with that link.
I regret nothing. Oh, funny thing is, if you click, if I actually copy and paste that, it still goes to the Rabbids event. Wow. There we go. That's what I actually wanted it to look like.
That's a much prettier link.
It's clean. It's pretty. It's aesthetically pleasing.
Now it does just show up on Twitter for me. Because you're doing it in the Twitter chat. That's why. Because I already shared it in
all
the
the chats that you. Yeah. When you drop it in there, it doesn't drop things into the Twitter chat. So I just try to like make sure I'm copying and pasting everything over there as well.
I appreciate that. Also, it's still doing the thing where I don't have the U and the H. I don't understand.
I'm convinced there's a reason for that.
I don't know what it would be. So check out the under.watch. We played this yesterday on stream. This is by Puzzle Bros, creators of such great experiences as Deja Vu. Jesus in the chat says, which are the missing letters, a U and an H.
Okay, I got a question. Is it
that?
G is us, or is it pronounced Jesus?
I think it's a pun.
Oh.
I think it's G is us, which
me being a
sounds like
literalist, I wasn't able to get that. Yeah. But that's not on him. That's on me.
I don't. He's never corrected me. I've always said it G is us, or just G. And he never said otherwise. So at least not that I saw.
Well, he seems pretty laid back. So I'm going to assume if you did get it wrong, that maybe he was just like, meh.
Either is okay. Kind of play on many words. Okay. So anyway, the Underwatch, or the Underwacht.
It's actually German.
It does look German. Yeah. Underwacht.
We've been having fun with German lately. I don't know why.
Did we explain yesterday what was happening with the giveaway addresses? Did we tell people what was going on, what we were doing with their information?
But if you want to do it again, we can.
Okay, because I didn't remember us saying this. Everybody who participated in the Wizzy the Orange's hat event yesterday had their addresses added to the mint list for a special early access reduced price. I don't remember the details.
Correct.
It was early access and reduced price, or just a reduced price?
I don't remember the early access part. I remember the reduced price part.
I think it's just a
if you remember
price.
early access. Okay, cool.
For 0.0625 ETH, I believe.
Don't ask me to remember that number. I will not.
Well, anyway, you got added to the whitelist for minting the avatars that you saw us running around with in the game yesterday. Cool, crazy mask avatars with all sorts of different outfits. So you'll still be able to mint even if you aren't on that list, as long as they don't sell out. I think there's only 500 of them. But go ahead and check out the Underwatch, which is the under.watch. And their website's super cool. So you can see it's got this like spotlight following around. You can see some characters hidden. And then if you click and hold, it changes to nightmare mode. You can also just click on this little toggle if you like, which will switch it back and forth. And then the whole website is like this with a day and night mode. So you can switch it back and forth and use your little. It's like a reverse flashlight, really, because it switches it from day mode to night mode just where you shine it. So it's a backwards flashlight. And the whole website has 2 modes for everything. Everything gets spooky and creepy, and there's cool little detail blurbs all about. There's some music to go along with the website too. Just a really nicely put together site. I appreciate.
It's
I
intensely
enjoy.
well done.
I enjoy well done websites. I enjoy thinking about what makes a good website. I hate making websites. Like, it's just not. As somebody who my formal training is in print design, graphic design, print design is a very like final product thing. You like say, this is the size of my document. You're going to print it that size. You're going to cut it that size. You're going to glue one side of it or fold it or do whatever you're going to do with it. And it's done. And that's it. Web design is like an organic, living document where people are coming from different operating systems, different browsers, different devices, different screen sizes. They can change their window size. I think that's all cool. I hate coding for it. It is like just not my thing. I've done some work for that before, and it just stresses me out. But my wife loves it, so she likes making web design type stuff. Anyway, they did a great job with this. Check it out. Minta, cool spooky avatar. And
I dove into web design for a very little while when I started my business 10 years ago, and I'm really glad that I did, because it gave me some really valuable experience behind the curtain, if you will. And now when I see websites like the Puzzle Bros site, I'm just like blown away and impressed, because there's so much work that went into that, and it's so meticulously well done. So even if you're just a web designer, you have no interest in their project, whatever, just check their site out. It is stunningly beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good. All right. So today we're just going to be playing in the sandbox. And we did have a request from Temio to try out the Disto Goodnight Hub, or Disto GN Hub. So I'm going to have to bring that up on Sandbox.game from the experience list. Eventually, we're supposed to get more features in the launcher. So right now, we've just got some featured stuff in the launcher. But we should be getting a shortcut to open the Game Maker, a shortcut to open VoxEdit, as well as like a map search and stuff. The launcher is not finished. There's more coming with the launcher. So we're gonna go to experiences, and this was the Disto GN Hub. And check this out. So PvP shooter area is live. Dive into the GN Disto Club and enjoy the party without any rules. Test the great new PvP combat zone and fight against other players. New in the version 1.6.2. I'm guessing that's the version of the experience. Logic fixes the deadly swords tornado. Ooh. Safe zones. Dropped weapons get destroyed. Oh wait, we played this a couple weeks ago. I knew the names and stuff looked familiar. This is different though.
That was the first version of their PvP. This is
this
not first version.
Is this like an updated version of the same game, or is this like a totally new game?
I think it's totally new.
It looks very different. That's why I was like, the names sound familiar, but what I'm looking at doesn't look anything like that. But it looks very cool. That was the first version of their PvP, and this is their first game. Okay. So
I don't understand what that means.
So the PvP wasn't their first game. I think they made the Disto hub before.
Gotcha.
And then then they were like experimenting with the PvP in a new thing, and now they brought the PvP back to their first game. At least that's my understanding of what Temio in the chat saying. But let's check it out. I got it right.
There you go. Alex always translates for me.
It's I was talking to my wife earlier today about translating like as I read. Because we got our 6-year-old Maggie, and she's 6.5. She got her like reading reports back from school, and she's like off the charts in like almost every category, because they're like they wanted to see like how well at 6, you know, you're just starting to like read some like shorter books and stuff. But she reads a book to us. Like, we don't read a bedtime book to her. She reads a bedtime book to us.
That's awesome.
Before bed. Sometimes she'll do 2. And so they were like, on this score line, they expect her to be able to do like 40 of these sounds is like what the goal is, and she gets like 80 something. On some other score, she needed to get like within, I think it was like 80 something. She got like 160. So it's like just, she was getting like double the scores on most things. She was at least meeting the goal or like well over it. But that's like, I've noticed that with most second-born children that I've met, including my own siblings, is that they accelerate on like reading level and like speech and reading like really fast, because they have an older sibling that's like showing them the way, kind of like not intentionally teaching them, but just through interacting with them.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, both of my kids are great readers, but Maggie is just like, she just hit the ground running and she does not stop. She's pretty competitive too, because she was like a little frustrated that some of her classmates are starting to catch up to her, so she like pushed herself harder.
Not competitive at all. That's wonderful. That's an adorable trait.
But the reason I brought it up though is because there was one part, the part I think she scored the lowest on was accuracy in reading. Not that she understands what she's reading perfectly, but as she like reads it back, she might add in a word or change a word without really changing the definition. And I was like, oh, like that's me when I read stuff like in people's games in the sandboxes. I'm always like smoothing out the language. So if there's like a word that I like, if I like miss a word earlier in the sentence and it messes up the grammar, I like fix it later, so that way when I finish the sentence it still ends correctly. And hopefully it didn't change the meaning at all, but I do that all the time, and I think it's like a mix of dyslexia. Possibly, I've never been diagnosed with that, but a lot of people I've talked to are like, you're probably dyslexic. I'm like, I don't know.
At least mildly.
Maybe.
I'm heavily dyslexic, so.
But yeah, I'll like insert words and stuff. And sometimes there's people who are making games who are English is not their first language, and sometimes that's why I might smooth things out. And other times it's just because I like misread it and I have to like correct it, but try to do it without skipping a beat. And so I do the same thing that my daughter does. We got some comments in the chat here. Clankersh talking to G.
Oh, it's just a conversation between Clankersh and Jesus. They're talking about coding and stuff like that.
But I see, by the way, Alex, I'm about to use a code MML to get a Wizzy into improbable Yuga other side. Was in there as sorry, I'm seeing like a lot of like meme names and like artist names, and
some of them we can't say on the air. That being Mr. Render.
Yeah, Mr. Render.
Mr. Render.
I don't say it on the air. I don't stop other people from saying it on the air. But I
understand.
I don't say it on the air.
I've taken a very hard line stance on not swearing on the Sandbox stream, and I want to keep it that way, because if I start, then I will not stop, and it will become a very foul show very quickly.
Gee, you might want to send me a DM about that because this is a very dense sentence to get through, and I'm having a hard time understanding exactly what you're trying to do. Um, are you?
Oh,
Oh,
long
wait,
story short, you're trying to import a Wizzy into the other side.
as like an avatar?
Yeah, as an avatar.
Oh, okay. That's what I was about to guess. Yeah. I've resumed that there's been a lot of struggles getting the Wizzyverse Avatar project off the ground. There's just been a lot of stuff going on, and I am trying to make that my main focus for the next few weeks. So get ready. I can't make any official date announcements yet per a contract.
Don't.
But soon TM.
That's a perfect answer.
All right. How do I manage to be so consistently fantastic over many years? Probably genetics. I can't really. Yeah.
Some of us are born with it, and some of us work for it. Alex does both.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what was so fantastic.
You.
In particular.
That's what.
Oh, okay.
End of story.
All right, I'll take it. All right, in the game here, we're in Disto GN Hub. You can join us if you want. There's already one other person in here with us, but let me share the link to that. There you go. So if you want to hop in with us, we're in game client version 0.10.8. It should be a forced update now, I think. So like if you launch, you're gonna have to download the update. The amazing thing is these updates install so fast because it's just updating the little bit that you need fixed. It's not re-downloading the whole client.
That happened to me yesterday before our group stream.
Yeah.
And it like did a little forced update, and I was like, wait a second, what is happening right now?
Like 30 seconds or a minute, depending on your download speed. And it's so much nicer than having to like install it to a new folder, delete the old one. Yeah.
It automatically found the old folder and replaced what it needed to. And I was just like, but still my heart. This is the future. I am looking at the future.
All right. Minibot says, hey, Kamisazi, welcome to the Disto GN Club Space Station. Hope you enjoy your stay. Join the party on the main dance floor. All right. Got a nice Atari X here. Did you see Atari bought, was it Coleco?
Did they? Was that recently?
Yeah, like in the past few days. This week, I think.
Oh. I did not see that.
Or was it Coleco or was Intellivision by Coleco?
Intellivision.
They bought Intellivision. Okay. I knew it was one of those. For some reason in my brain, I'm hearing Coleco Intellivision as like...
so Atari did not directly purchase Coleco. However, Atari did acquire several companies and assets throughout its history. According to the provided search results, Atari SA is the current owner of the company, and it has been since 2001. I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to dig a little deeper.
There was definitely a newer thing. Connecticut Leather Company. I did know that, actually, which I think is very weird. That a company in my tiny state is a leather company that is also an old video game developer.
So Atari has acquired the Intellivision brand and certain games from the Intellivision Entertainment LLC.
Okay. Like I said, it was new news this week.
Yeah, it looks like it was a date yesterday. This acquisition marks the end of the longest running console war in history, which began in 1979 between Atari and Intellivision.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. I'm going to read so much after the stream is over. This is exciting. And I don't know why.
While you're doing that, eventually we're going to get to playing this game. I'm sorry, Timio. We just got, there's just interesting stuff to talk about. While you're
I'll read that after the stream.
Yeah. while you're looking up all that stuff about Intellivision, make sure you check out the Roblox oof.mp3 video by H Bomber Guy. It's an hour and 57 minutes long. It's a documentary, investigative journalism on where the oof sound from Roblox comes from. And it is the wildest. This was better than like Game of Thrones and House of Cards. Like, this was the wildest ride I've ever been on in investigative journalism, because it started out as just being the meme of the oof sound from Roblox, because it like wasn't like really credited, and it was kind of confusing where it came from. This guy found where it came from, and he also found who said that they did it. And there's this, it like totally destroys like a 30 or 40 year long career of like a famous video game musician who takes credit for a lot of stuff that he didn't do, but that included like kind of scamming people into thinking he was making the Intellivision video game system, or like the modern one, kind of like Atari's new system, but like for Intellivision stuff. It's wild. It's hard to explain. Like the 2 hours was just riveting. Like it's like, okay, like this is fine, and then you get like an hour into it and you're like, holy crap for the rest of the hour after that. It is some good tea, if you will.
So this was Roblox oof bomber guy.
H Bomber Guy is the YouTuber.
Bomber guy. Got it.
If you just search Roblox oof, it's probably the first
Roblox
YouTube video.
Oof bomber guy. And
this was the video he did before the one that was talking about YouTubers plagiarizing other YouTubers, which also blew up. That was a big one. All right, so we got some quests here. Find the new PvP combat zone and get instructed by the Disto Combat Master. And also, welcome to the party. Go to the club and join the party. So we've got some teleporters here. We got levels 1 through 3 and PvP combat zone. I feel like this will take us to the combat zone. I kind of also am wondering, this looks like there's a lot going on here. If we've got like 3 levels, this seems like a very expansive space. I do like that we're at like a spaceship landing port, which is pretty cool. Also, giant robot bunny. I don't know if you noticed that earlier, Lucas.
Oh, I noticed it when you were talking and it was in the background. I meant to say something about it, but I got distracted and forgot. But yeah, it was literally the first thing I saw in here.
And what is that in the distance?
Hopefully more robots.
Well, I'm guessing it right above my head. I'm guessing it's a flat texture that looks 3D.
Oh, yeah, that is cool.
But it looks really neat. So
cyberpunky, techno-organic type wall-looking thing.
Yeah. I don't know if the teleporters work. Oh, there it goes. It just took it a second.
You just have to believe, Alex.
Got another one of these tanks. Who's this guy? Disto Combat Master. Hey, Kamasazi, welcome to the new PvP Combat Zone. Just take one of the 4 available weapons and try to kill other players, and collect the kill coins for every kill. Kill coins are only given if you kill someone with a gun. So I'd have to be in there with somebody else. Oh, hey, Sand Squad is here. With a nice looking Cyberkong. I'm feeling
a little jelly.
A little bit. I mean, I've got one.
Little jelly. Yours is pretty cool too.
Mine is pretty cool also.
Yeah.
If you drop your weapon or die, it'll respawn near the fuel generators, and you are respawned in a safe zone. Be polite with other players, organize the combats directly with them, and start the sessions together to get the best game experience. Good luck. All right. Well, I think we're diving in here. Oh. All right. Alien invasion. We got to find the weapon. Oh. Got a portal. We're in the combat zone. I'm guessing Me and Sand Squad are going to be fighting here. I don't know where the weapons are, though. Medium blue field generator. Are we supposed to start the alien invasion?
I mean,
Oh,
please?
we can kick the eggs around. Oh, what's that?
Can you kick them into a fire? Side question, is there a frying pan anywhere near said fire?
Aha, I got a gun. Minigun!
Are you shooting Temio or are you shooting egg?
Both.
Oh, he's pushing the eggs into the fire.
Oh, is that what we're supposed to do?
Oh,
Whoa, 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 whoa! That thing kills me very fast.
this is a big tank.
Kill aliens and collect all alien coins. Alright. Oh,
Wait.
no, I tried to outrun and I was unsuccessful. Oh, here's the safety zone.
If you kill the egg, can somebody else collect the coin?
I don't know.
Ah.
That sounds like a question for Temu.
Temio, if Alex were to kill the egg
Wait, there's
and
a
it-
sword.
a coin spawns, would someone else be able to collect the coin, or is Alex the only one who can collect it? Anyone can collect. Cool.
I am now a ninja tornado.
This is actually my worst fear come true. A tornado that has flown over a knife shop.
There's a comedian, I can't remember his name. He pops up on YouTube Shorts all the time. And he's from Florida. And he was talking to a friend about going to visit some place, I want to say in like Texas. And his friend was like, all right, just be careful. Like, it's kind of dangerous around here. He's like, you do realize I live in a place where there are both tornadoes and swamps full of alligators, and hurricanes and swamps full of alligators, and the hurricanes will lift the alligators and deposit them in your yard, Sharknado style. I'm not afraid of.
Well, that's
your town in
wildly
Texas.
terrifying. When I lived in Illinois for a while, and we used to get tornadoes there. And I remember one time, it was just the right time of year where like the hay bales were all out and about, and we walked out of our house after the tornado was over, and one of the trees in our front yard was this big, it was a massive oak tree, and literally the tornado had picked up one of these hay bales and it had broken it apart, so it was no longer like all together. And the front of this tree was just it was like knives had penetrated it. All the hay was embedded in this tree. Like each piece of hay was a knife itself, and they were like a good half an inch into this tree.
Mhm.
And I was just like, oh, that's what nature's like. Got it. This is great information for a 6-year-old.
Nature, you scary.
Nature, you scary. That's exactly it.
Temu says PvP works better in the Lost Desert. Just check the surroundings and some other quests like Kong Senkai. Oh, okay. Some notes on the way the PvP works. Okay. All right. Well, we'll skip out of here then. We'll skedaddle. And we're gonna go
Where are we
explore
gonna go
the
next?
other. We're gonna go try to find the dance floor, and it looks like there's a lot of other stuff to look at around here. I thought I saw a question in the chat earlier. I don't remember who asked it. Something about favorite experience.
Oh yeah, so
What was that?
Marshall17 asks, for all experiences in the sandbox, which one do you like the most? And I've been thinking about that, and for me, so far, based off of like group experiences and whatnot, and like overall amounts of fun and time spent in it, I'd say Canistry Runs, Rainbow Road.
Canistry Run's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's,
that was.
it's tough though. It's challenging. I
It
think that's
is.
one of the reasons that makes it so good is that it's challenging in a way that keeps you like coming back for more.
It's challenging, but there's also replayability, and it's challenging to in a way where it's not discouraging. Like, you're not confused as to what you're supposed to do. The
Yeah.
overall objective is very clear. There's no point in that game where you're like, am I wasting time? What am I?
Right. Is this even
What am I-
possible?
Is this even possible? Like, what am I doing right now? There's no point in that game where you're confused, but at every point in that game, you're like, stress level here, because it's difficult. But then also, when you do lose, because it happens a lot, and that's a motorcycle doing a wheelie, that's awesome. But when you do lose, you go to a room where you can still continue to play. It's not like you're just sitting there waiting for the game to be over. There's a mini game going on where you can mess with the people that are still playing. And that level of interaction and engagement was just, that was wonderful. Because that's one of my biggest pet peeves of games is sitting waiting to do nothing. Hurry up and wait is the worst slogan of all time, yet it's one that gets used a lot, and it's one that I'm very sick of. And it was nice to be able to like have an experience where that wasn't a thing no matter what. Like, you were still hanging out, still doing things, still having fun, still engaging, and still interacting with the game overall.
Hanging out, watching some Snoop Dogg music videos here. The thing I noticed with the motorcycle is that that's actually Timio's avatar on the motorcycle. So at first glance, I thought it was Timio until I noticed that his name wasn't over his head. And I was like, oh, okay. One of the cool things with one of the cool things with the Cyberconks collection is that they took their files that built the avatars and they made a script on their Discord that if you connect your wallet, I think with Collabland, to their Discord, you can actually download the file for your Cybercon for VoxEdit, which means that you can put it in VoxEdit and do whatever you want with it.
I like that.
And here's Timio again, but not Timio because Timio's over there.
Or is he?
So we found the dance floor. We got. Oh, there's a like a trapped Cyberkong. This gorilla looks ghostly. Like, this looks like a what's the ghost goo?
Ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm. I was thinking plasma, and I'm like, that's part of the word.
Yeah, it's right in there.
Oh, is this Octoheads? But this one's really cool. With like a screen and robot arms.
He's got
like
little Doc Ock arms going on. That's rad.
We got a King of Crypto, so cool. Goblins over here. Batman's goblin. We got a bunch of different characters going on here.
According to Clan Kirsch, PandaPops showed how to change the look of your Cyberkong VX in one of her videos. I know she did that.
Oh, cool. This guy's got like, it looks like he's got a water bottle for a head or something. It reminds me of those the big water jugs that you put upside down into a water bubbler.
And that moose looks like he's seen some rough days.
He's just a cyber boost, you know.
Yeah. Meaning certain parts were no longer viable, so they had to be replaced. Meaning, rough day.
This looks like a Disney fox decided to go into like Tron.
I would say kind of looks like the fox from the Lotte World experience.
We got a little pool. Got some sunbathers.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Lodi or Lottie,
Lottie World?
Lotty. No, it's Lotte World, but
Lotte World.
the mascot's
this
name is Lotty, where theirs is the name is Lotte.
Oh.
I don't know either.
And whoa! Oh no, I fell. There's a hole there. So this is what I was seeing from a distance. It looked like really photorealistic from far away, which is what happens to stuff like that at a distance.
That's awesome.
It's a very
I'm
cool
still
texture.
waiting for someone to make a life size based off the size of an avatar, Iron Giant in the sandbox. I know Andy Ritchie started that a while ago, but I don't think it ever finished. So if anybody else wants to get on that, I mean, that'd be wonderful. I have nothing to motivate you with besides words.
Just know that you won't be able to mint it unless you get permission from DreamWorks.
Steven Spielberg.
We got a drifting racer here. Now this one, I think they're using the bird behavior to make it turn.
Warner Brothers is Iron Giant.
Oh, it is Warner Brothers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're using the bird behavior, but it looks so good though. Like it looks like it's actually drifting the way it's animated there. All right, I feel like Timmy is trying to show me something. Where are we going? Where are you taking me?
He will show you the dojo of Genkai.
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
it's this
Oh,
place.
it's a dojo. It's a I was saying dojo, but it's a dojo. It's a fighting house. The Genkai dojo.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really cool. This looks amazing.
I got a banana brain. What is this? Is this
Also,
equipment?
Temio, I myself am a Genkai owner. We'll have to compare collections one of these days. What did you get? Oh, that's awesome. Dude. This is super clean. Ooh.
Do you want to get a legendary Kong's Yari? Find all 6 graffitis of Genkai tribes spread in the experience. Learn about the tribes and come back to complete the quiz. Ooh. All right. Oh, I'm supposed to remember some of that. I read it, but I kind of skimmed a little bit because I thought that maybe I thought that was starting the quiz and I'd accidentally clicked on it. So now I need to go find the other ones. All right, so we're looking for graffiti. Oh, there's exclamation points, so we should be able to find it pretty easily. Oh, this is a balcony. We didn't want to go that way. All right, it looks like there's some up on the dance floor level. Ooh, what's this? Distillery? What are they making in here? I'm gonna guess bourbon. Because in my head, bourbon must be made with bananas. I know that's not true.
I was about to say,
It's not true at all. But the first time I tried bourbon, my first thought was, this tastes like banana bread. Or actually, probably even before I tasted it, like, this smells like banana bread. And now I associate bourbon with overripe bananas. Because bananas, when they start to get very dark, taste like bourbon. So
bourbon's generally made with corn.
yes.
So I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Bourbon, I don't. The differences between bourbon, scotch, and whiskey, I forget the specifics, except that scotch, I think, has to be made in Scotland if it's actually going to be a real scotch.
Oh, it's like champagne has to be in like Champagne, France, or whatever.
I think so. But
Okay,
but
makes
like
sense. Didn't know that.
there's like certain like percentages and rules for like the difference between. I think all bourbons are whiskeys, and all scotches are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys.
Not
or
all
scotches
whiskeys are bourbons or scotch. Gotcha. Yeah. I knew you were going with that.
I think that's the case, but I don't remember like what the rules are. But in my head, bourbons are banana bread based.
I love it. I love banana bread so much.
You know what? You know what? Possibly $1 million idea. And I hope you'll cut me in if you do this, because I'm probably not going to do it. Guinness and Bailey's. Bailey's makes like Bailey's soaked cakes, kind of like rum cakes.
Okay.
Do a bourbon banana bread. Do a bourbon soaked banana bread. I would try it, and I'd probably love it because I like bourbon and I like banana bread. But the medication I'm on, I can't really have bourbon anymore. I don't really drink any alcohol, so.
That's fair. That's fair.
Not fun side effects. One day. Oop. Uh-oh. Okay, it freaked out for a second there.
Okay.
The Sandbox says, "Hey bro, we need more bad boys like you interested in joining the Sand Gang. Maybe later. Maybe later. This doesn't seem related to the Genkai quest, but this looks like it is. Genkai Senqueque banner. The Senqueque wetlands is mesmerizing yet perilous fusion of beauty and danger that lie nestled between the glacial Jolgu Mountains to the north and the tumultuous ocean to the south. Despite being aware of Kongium technology, the Senqueque never had a significant supply of Kongium in the region. Kongium was washed out to the southern ocean by melting glacial waters and the strong ocean currents generated in Moki Bay. Sad. The weapons technology is designed for this environment. For example, the Mambikari short sword is a powerful weapon made of a mixture of Kongium and Mambikari bones. This short sword is used by the Senqueque warriors to tame the dangerous Mambikari.
So in Genkai, there's a number of different tribes, and this is one of the different tribes. I think there's like 6. I can't remember exactly how many there is total, but that's probably, you saw his Genkai hanging in the pictures of his Genkai hanging in his dojo, and I'm assuming those are at least one of those is in this tribe.
Interesting, like theater box seats in there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool asset.
Well, I mean, this entire theater is pretty cool. I'm digging the feel and the vibe and the way it's all laid out a lot.
Getting out with Seb?
Little photo shoot area.
Yeah. All the different little logos.
That's really cool. Clan Curse says, "Hey Alex, do your alcohol side effects include unsteady walking and occasional falling over? If so, I have the same side effects."
Nope, I don't get those actually.
You're not drinking enough.
I've got pretty good balance. No, it's like extreme stomach discomfort and many trips to the bathroom.
Ooh, robot.
There was a robot. That's a broken car though.
Maybe
that is a pretty cool. I was just like, oh yeah, robot, and ran past it, but this is actually a really cool robot and really well animated.
Is that a shield on one hand? I think that's a shield.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Or
I want to be its friend.
Like little gun fist thing going on there.
Maybe just a little arm bar, like battering ram.
Now, I started this medication right before my wife went on the cruise, where it's like an open bar cruise. I was so disappointed.
I remember that. That would make my heart hurt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Stomach hurt, heart hurt. Something's hurting.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I was very well hydrated compared to everybody else on the boat, I suppose.
Timio says that Robit was the one with the flamethrower in the Lost Desert.
Oh, okay.
That's another one of the Genkai clan patches.
Yeah. The Bageni Peninsula is a remote region located on the southwestern tip of Niakia? Maybe? Niakia?
Sure.
I don't know.
I like
so
that.
I mean, I don't know what language. Based on there being like samurai swords and then a name like Genkai, I'm guessing that most of it's supposed to be like Japanese based. So I guess this would be Niakea, if it's trying to like make everything sound Japanese. Clanker says someone should make the robot from RoboCop. You have 20 seconds to comply. I feel like I saw a RoboCop adjacent robot above in one of the higher layers in here.
I believe his name was Ed.
Yeah. Or are you talking about the mech robot that's in that?
Oh, I thought that's what he was talking about. Yeah, that's what he's talking. He said, you have 20 seconds to comply.
Don't hate me. I haven't seen the original RoboCop.
Wait, what?
Like, no, I've seen bits of it, but I haven't seen.
Recently? You haven't seen it recently?
I've never seen it all the way through.
What?
It just hasn't happened. None of the Ghostbuster movies either. I haven't seen them all the way through.
What?
So movies like that, my parents never like let me watch. I did grow up with Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Okay.
Back to the Future. Those were the trilogies that's a good
foundation. I fell in love with RoboCop. I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid, and one day it was like playing, like we somehow got like free cable for like a week, and my parents didn't know, so I like took a TV down into the basement and hooked it up and got it running. And I remember watching a very glitchy version of RoboCop, and I just fell in love. And my dad came down, and it was like a marathon where they were like looping it, and my dad came down and found me in the basement watching TV and watching RoboCop, and it was the opening scene again, and the opening scene is him basically getting melted and him just being like, what is this? And boy, howdy, did I get it. But the seed had been planted, and it kept growing. There's nothing he could do after that.
So I'm not saying that like I always followed my parents' rules growing up. Obviously, I did not. Oh, I don't know that I should say obviously, but like most kids, I got into things that I wasn't supposed to. But there are still some things that I haven't caught up on yet, or things that I never got around to.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's just it was not high on the priority list. But I did at some point watch all the Alien movies. What other 80s classics? I have not watched the Predator movies. That doesn't interest me as much as Alien. Like,
if I had to pick one, Predator or Alien, I would pick Predator. Hands
based on as we were getting ready for the stream yesterday, that does not surprise me too much.
Can I show people?
Absolutely.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah. So what you're about to see is what Panda and I saw when we connected to the call. Lucas was already in there, but he wasn't like at his desk. So when we connected to the Discord call to get ready for the stream, this is what was sitting in Lucas's seat. Just that. On top of what was the red thing it was on top of?
Oh, it's like my footrest.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So,
I say
but
my footrest. It's
the
the
way
thing that I put next to my desk so that my cat can come hang out with me.
it looked like kind of a trapezoid shape. Like it looked roughly like shoulders. So at first I thought it was you
trying.
wearing a shirt like what you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
I thought you were wearing a red shirt and wearing like a mask, and we're just like slunched way back. I just made up that word, slumped and hunched.
I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to argue.
Yeah, that's we're gonna put that one in the dictionary. And I thought it was a mask, and I was like, "Oh, hi, Lucas," and then he didn't say anything, and I was like, "That's not
just
Lucas."
The thing. So it's actually like a wall hanging like a not a mask, but like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a flat surface face, and we got it.
It's a decorative. It's a like
wall
a
hanger.
like a yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we got it when we were in Mexico. They said it was made out of fish bone, and I was just like, dude, this is clearly some like epoxy plasticky thing. The guy's like, no, fish bone, and I was like, just stop
What
lying to me.
fish?
It's not fish bone. What fish? Is this whale bone? If so, that's atrocious. And the guy was like, no, it's fish bone, and I was like, all right, just tell me how much so I could walk away from this conversation.
They do sell a lot of those. When Lee and I were in Mexico, there were a lot of carved things.
I love it
actually,
so
well,
much.
because Predator was filmed in near where we were in Mexico. That's probably why.
Oh, okay.
Where did you go? Where you got?
It was a
that?
Caribbean cruise.
Do you remember like where you stopped?
Not even a little bit.
Because we stopped in Costa Maya, and I think it's the jungle there where they filmed Predator. So that's why
That's cool.
there's so many like Predator knickknacks, of like figurines and masks and all sorts of things like that.
I'm looking
I didn't know that when we were there. I learned that afterwards. So while we were there, I was like, why is there so much Predator stuff? Like every single shop that we stopped in had Predator knickknacks, and I was like, what did they just all grow up like watching this movie? And probably actually if it was filmed there. But yeah, that was why. Anyway, we're playing a game.
We are playing a game. Let's do that.
We got another one of these cool wall arts. This one's not voxels though. This is a NFT frame. All right, we need some more. There's one in there. I don't remember if we can go down from the distillery. Yes, we can. Oh, wait. No, that's that guy. We already talked to him. Oh. I jumped down onto the elevator that was going up, so I ended up in the same place.
Sounds wonderful.
It was like walking through a revolving door, but making one too many turns and just ending up where you started. I jumped down onto an elevator that was going up and got off where I got on. Hey, here's another one.
I feel like it's similar to when I went to DC when I was using the trains. All of a sudden, like, I was back where I'd started, and it was 45 minutes later, and I was just like, dang it.
Also, whales are not fish. That is true.
Mm-hmm. But the only thing I could think of was like ocean creature with large bones, because it's a big mass. It's bigger than my head.
Hmm. We did not have the best time in Costa Maya. That was probably the worst part of our cruise. Because, well, the port is like in a mall, basically.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
everything in there is just like very tourist trap oriented, not at all like if you wanted to like get some like local food, it's not really like that. It's not like some mom and pop kind of shop over there. It's like all they're trying to sell you like mattresses and stuff. It's really weird.
Like,
There's
I'm
like
on
a
a cruise.
CVS.
I don't think I can do that.
Well, they ship it to you, but they sell it there. It's weird. It's weird. But then all the shops that sell what seem to be local knickknacks, the prices on them are like 10 times more than what I would have expected them to be. Because like we go camping up in New Hampshire every year, and like we'll get little New Hampshire souvenirs and stuff. And so you expect like, hey, like this bottle opener or this magnet, you're expecting them to be like maybe $10. And the price when you convert from pesos was like $40 for like a magnet. But they tell you the price in pesos, and they don't want you to pay with cash. They want you to pay with a credit card, which will convert it from the pesos. So you never actually hear the price in the US dollars. So like you pick up like 2 magnets and a pin, and it's like $90. But they're like trying to hurry you through the credit transaction. And you're like, what? I feel like I'm getting scammed right now.
I say thee nay nay. It will not be rushed. Thank you very much.
But we were kind of rushed because we had to get back to the boat, and we were also soaking wet because it was torrential downpouring at the beach. Like we got to the beach, which we had to pay for also, which wasn't great. We got to the beach, we got all set up, and then immediately the rain started coming down so hard it was stinging. And we basically got rained out of our whole beach trip. So it was just not the most fun time. But we didn't have the worst of it. There are people who went to the Mayan pyramids, and their bus, one bus got stuck in the mud, another bus like crashed into something and split in half. So we ended up leaving the port like 3 or 4 hours later than we were supposed to, because people had to walk back from where their buses took them in the rain.
Oh dang!
In the mud. Yeah.
Did anybody get hurt when a bus split in half?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
No injuries were reported, but I think it's just like structurally wasn't the greatest bus. It just like ran into something and like cracked open.
The bus just gave up. It was like walking down the road or rolling down the road, and all of a sudden just went, no thank you.
I think rot walking is the right way to say it.
Now, I don't know much, but I'm pretty sure that was the Incredible Hulk you just passed.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those. I'm not gonna comment.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Just be careful. That's my one comment. All right. There's a lot of information in these. And because I don't know what the quiz questions are, I don't know how good I am going to be at remembering this stuff. I need to find one more. I wonder if this might make it too easy if the text had the information highlighted. You trying to tell me to go up here or down? I'm following you, Sandskull. So I wonder if like when you're reading through those blocks of text, if it would like bold a section, kind of highlight it to be like, this is the part you need to remember for the test. Because I am not good at memorizing information on the fly. It's just not my strong suit.
same.
If I do a process, I'm pretty good at remembering that.
Hmm.
So if I have instructions on how to do something, once I've done it a few times, I'm pretty good at remembering how to do that indefinitely.
Hey, Alex.
What's up?
We doing a giveaway today?
We sure are. Well, as long as you want to.
Okay, done. Boom.
Oh, I like this this green guy with a crown on the graffiti.
That is really cool. Kind of reminds me of not animated style a little bit.
Uh-huh. Oh, good grief. I don't know where that yawn came from. Alright, I think it was up here. Oh, it might be down a level. Actually, I don't think I've been up this high before. Oh, that's where we started, up there. Alright, I'm trying to remember where... Whoop, where the first guy that we talked to was. It was the... Oh, it was lower down, because it was near the water entrance, I think. I'm trying to get up over here. It's a little bit difficult to platform with these front flips. Because I lose the sense of where my feet
Where your feet are gonna go.
Yeah. I was trying to get over here to Oh, I thought it was gonna be the guy from Invincible, but I think that's the Flash. Oh, we got some police cars with these things. These are really cool. He was too fast. Gotta go fast. Alright, the Genkai entrance was...
Are the bananas performing some sort of a function for you? They doing something, or do you have extra access because of them?
Making me look awesome is what they're doing.
They are definitely doing that. I was asking on top of the awesome.
They don't have any stats, so no.
Okay, cool.
They're just decorative. Oh, no, it does say they have 6 speed. Wait. Was that 6 there before? I think my eyes saw all the zeros, and then the 6 I thought was
kind of blended in.
0. Yeah. So they are making me run a little bit faster.
Nice.
Gotta go fast.
You gotta. You really do.
Down, 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 down. All right, I'm not remembering.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm trying to find the dojo again.
Oh, okay.
And I don't remember which level it was on.
Cameo, any advice would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, all right. I probably follow him.
Hmm.
Oh, maybe I go to the sign that says Genkai.
I mean, I think there was a couple of those, so who's to say?
All the jumps in the Unreal Engine games do front flips. Yeah, it's like I like the way it looks.
Yeah,
but it does make it harder to see like where your feet are gonna end up if you're used to just being vertical. What I really miss is that we used to be able to do the combat roll while jumping. Do you remember that?
I do.
And we used to use it as like a double jump almost, because we could like jump and then do a roll like really up high, and it would give us that little bit of a further reach. I miss that. I miss an intentional manual front flip from the jump position, because that just felt really cool. Wish we could bring that back. All right, let's give this a try. Whose technology is based on usage of the plutonium Tempest core? Neocons. Wrong. I'm not gonna remember these. We're gonna have to brute force this because my brain is not gonna recall enough information. Repair generator time. Wait, did I pick up another quest to repair the generator?
I don't know, but it's been going for a while.
Yeah, 8 minutes. I just noticed that. I didn't see it before. Hey, I got that one right. Which tribe calls the Arctic landscape their home? Ooh, I remember reading. I remember reading about the Arctic landscape, but I don't remember. It's not the Senquique.
Ragundo?
Yeah, I got it right. Okay. Yeah, it was the Ragundo. Which tribe is located in the scorched desert? That was the one that this guy was talking about.
Cabarese? I don't think it's a.
Yep.
Wait. Okay.
That was right. Which megacity is controlled by 3 powerful corporations?
Neo Kong's City.
That's the one that makes the most sense. Hey, there we go. Which tribe uses DNA nanotechnology to craft their weapons? That was Oh no, I'm thinking of the ones that used bones.
Neo Kong's. I think.
Wrong. Try again.
Humba.
We already answered this one correctly. it was that one, yeah. It was Mega City, right? And then Gendo. And then Karuzi. And Neokong City. And Neokongs. Wait, no. That's the one. That's what we picked last time, wasn't it?
Correct. It's Humba.
Oh, okay. I did get all these right earlier. Except that last one.
Mega City.
What? You're delayed. So
Delayed, yeah.
Yeah, you're answering the question that you can see on your screen, which is the one that I've already done.
Just stop now.
Not that I'm getting them right anyway. Oh boy. Yeah, Regendo, Cabrizi, Caberi. Hey, congrats.
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 Ooh.
All right. You can choose the original Kong's version or the version for human. Oh, nice. Well, I am only a human. Please give me the human version. I kind of want to know what the Kong's version looks like, though. Ooh, it's epic. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Oh, I didn't remember seeing this just earlier. Ooh.
I thought that's where you got the banana hat from.
That was next to, that was on the other wall.
Try the double swords. Temio's said it a couple times.
Okay.
They are apparently
Oh,
quite awesome.
These don't quite line up with the eyes on my avatar.
I mean, they kind of look like one of those visors you see older women wearing when they're playing poker. Big clear visor.
Yeah, it's aren't those called like dealer visors?
I don't know. I just, whenever I see that, I think of my, my mother-in-law, because she wears that whenever she plays, like whenever she goes to the casino.
Hmm. Sweet. And then you could even mix it up.
Oh, you can mix and match? It must be my birthday.
Oh, that's a very realistic katana.
I like it.
Oh, and this one, the Sakura sword. I remember wanting to buy the Sakura sword, but I don't remember if I was able to or not.
That's
I
super
was.
neato. Look at the
do
base of
have
the
one.
handle. The little flowers on it. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
By Pandu.
Oh, these shades are for the Kongs, he says. Which makes
Yeah.
sense. Bigger avatar.
I wonder if it keeps my equipment on when I preview.
Oh. Yeah, good luck finding it.
Shh.
With your 1,000,001 avatars.
Hey.
Just have fun searching through the fun guys alone.
When I collected those, they weren't avatars. Same with the VoxEdit.
I was about to say.
I have a lot of
cough,
Voxes.
VoxEdit, cough.
It does keep the equipment on when you preview the other avatars, so...
Oh, that looks really cool on him. Including the glasses.
The assets are not working on large avatars after the update. Well, it at least puts them on the preview. So, yeah, and you can see that the visor's there.
They're there.
Oh, no, the avatar's changed, I think. So the equipment would probably need to be adjusted for them. Because the Kong's avatars were changed. But also, yeah, they're disabled. So I'm hoping that equipment comes back for other sizes. I had set up the rigs to be compatible with equipment, but the thing is that different size avatars need different sized equipment, and we don't have any distinction on our marketplace or anywhere else for what size avatar the equipment is supposed to go with. That may change in the future, and there may be an update so that way we can bring equipment back. My hope was that we would just use the league page. This was the whole point of bringing the hide and show, is like if you're wearing equipment that doesn't work with your avatar, like if you want the stats of the equipment but you don't like the way it looks on your avatar, I'm trying to find something that, yeah, so like these 3D glasses, maybe you want the stats that go with them. They give you 4 power. Maybe you want that little power boost, but they don't look good with this because they're just kind of flickering in my cheeks and you can't even like see them in front of my face. So you hide them and then you still get the stat. That was one of the reasons to have that hide be there. But now the equipment's disabled for the other sizes, so I don't know. Maybe I can convince them to bring it back. All right. We've got a couple more quests in here that we can finish up, and then I think we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Let's see. There was the guy up there. Let's see, that elevator's coming down for us. Is the form still open?
Oh, it is. Also, Temio says to respawn.
To respawn? Why is that?
I don't know. That's what he said.
Maybe to bring myself back up to the top.
Sure.
Oh, there's a quest guy over here. I think it's like a race. There's a leaderboard. What does the X mean?
Oh, you know what it means.
Should I redeem it when Panda is online? What was the
The question is there any chance for Sandcastle's reward NFT wheel to come back? And I was letting them know that it is back and it's there.
Yeah, somebody
And
redeemed it yesterday.
Yeah, somebody redeemed it yesterday.
Yeah.
Should I redeem it when Panda is online? Yeah, just wait for Panda to come back online. She's the one who just spins that wheel and whatnot, and she's got a special setup for that. So yeah, just give it a few and hit her up on her next show.
Any
Unless,
Sandbox
Alex, you
projects
would like
use
to
a
do it.
bird mechanic yet? Oh, sorry. What was that?
I said unless unless you have access to the wheel and you want to do it.
I do not have the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to redeem today, then we would just let you know or let her know, and then you'd wait for her next show anyway. So yeah, just wait for her next show.
So Gio's asking if there's any Sandbox projects using the burn mechanic. That's the Rabbids event is using a burn mechanic.
And there was one before that as well.
So, I mean, it's maybe not exactly what you're looking for, but technically, yeah, it's a burn mechanic if you buy the either the love or the music ones, and you can burn them. But I don't know that I don't know what values these will have after burning. There are a lot of them, and I think it was mostly just to make as many available for people who would want to participate in this event as possible. What happens with those after the burn event, I don't know. And it doesn't burn your avatar. It only burns the consumable item, which will transform your avatar temporarily for the event. But that in choosing what to burn, that's placing your vote for what avatar collection comes next. There's not too many other burn things going on, but I mean, people could always set up something for that. Like, you know, you can get your own contracts made, and have some sort of burn thing where if somebody burns a Sandbox asset, then they could get something different. That's, you know, up to you as a creator if you want to do that. I think the Sandbox as a platform is more about creating than about destroying. And so, you know, burn mechanics there can be interesting things happening with burn mechanics. And I've participated with a few artists who have done burn events. But I like collecting more than I like burning. You know, I'd rather gather more cool artwork into my collection. And so if I'm gonna have to burn something to make something else happen, I want to collect extras and burn the extras, which is typically what I do. Will there be any asset burn mechanic to salvage catalysts? Something like that had been proposed in the past. I don't know if that's still coming around, but that was something that was being discussed before.
I know I was asking about that years ago.
Yeah, I remember that conversation from way back when.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's currently on the roadmap or not. Want to see burning of avatars not being used in exchange for a token or other asset. I mean, that could be an interesting proposal to the Sandbox. Maybe like a DAO type discussion of Sandbox avatars getting getting burned, maybe to redeem catalysts. You know, if you've got a bunch of extra avatars, burning avatars to get catalysts proportional to like what your avatar rarity was, or something like that. That would definitely be an interesting proposal to make once the DAO's up and running.
I like that. I like
yeah.
that. I mean, I like that idea or that process for that. I'm not saying I agree with like the burning mechanics, although I would personally vote probably in favor of that, depending on the way the mechanics were set up. But
Yeah.
I like what Alex is saying here. Once the DAO is set up, proposals of that nature are exactly why something like that would be put into place.
Yeah. Burning orphan project assets for cats is a bump for creativity. I agree. I mean, that's why I think, like, based on what you said, I kind of, you didn't say the rest of it. I like expanded on it, but I think we were thinking the same thing because I agree with that idea. So, like I said, I don't personally like burning stuff because I like having the thing. But if the incentive of what the burn thing is good enough, you know, you get an epic catalyst or two out of it, you know, that would be, you know, worthwhile, I think. And I guess I while I personally don't like being the one burning the thing because I'd rather have the thing, I'm okay with the idea of the burning being available to other people, because then that deflates the total volume and increases the value of the ones that I'm holding on to by not being the person burning. And that's you know, having those features there is good, I think. So
yeah,
totally. Definitely propose that. Do we got a winner?
We got a winner.
We got a winner.
Congratulations goes out to Crypto Gene Bro over on YouTube.
Hey.
You have won Wizzy's Singed Orange Hat. It's a little crispy. It's a little crunchy. It's a little smoky. You might want to let it air out before putting it on. But once you put it on, I hope you wear it with pride, my friend. Enjoy and congratulations. GG!
So talking to this Disto Ninja, we need to repair the space station generator. I'm guessing that's what this timer is for. I'm wondering if me saying yes is going to reset this timer, and if that's going to mess up somebody else's timer. But based on the fast times for this being under 40 seconds, and this already having gone on for more than 7 minutes, I'm guessing that whoever started this timer is not in a rush. Don't play It's a Difficult Parkour. What? Who do you think you're talking to?
he thought he was talking to me, which makes sense. Because I'm no good at hard parkour.
I want to see how difficult the park. Now, whether I beat it or not, I just want to know how difficult is it. There was one thing I thought of as far as deflationary goes. So, you just got airdropped a whole bunch of oak staves as being an ambassador of the Wizzyverse. You might want to hold on to those, because as much as I said I don't really like burn mechanics, I have some ideas for burn mechanics. So there's no like official set in stone things going on with that yet, and there may be some stuff Sandbox side that needs to get updated before I'm able to do what my thoughts are for that. But there are some deflationary burning ideas that go along with the Oak Wizard staff. So no, there's no promises on that. It's like a looking towards the future. I'm kind of trying to set up my dominoes before knocking them over. All right, let's do it. Run as fast as you can to the top of the GN Club. The fire stops when you reach it. There are many ways there, so find your perfect path. There were already a few fast guys, but no one came back, so be careful. Let's go. All right. So I was already jumping up this before even, before getting the quest. Although, is this? I don't feel like that actually goes anywhere though. There is an elevator.
There is. I believe you. And I believe in you. You've
seen Gurren Lagann, right?
I have. I've seen not all of it. I've seen a few of the episodes.
Okay, well, you know, there's all the stuff that I haven't seen, so I'll forgive you. Oh wait, did I go the wrong way?
Hey, I started it for you,
supposed
all
to go that
right?
way.
I just haven't finished it yet because I started watching Resident Alien, and that is amazing.
Resident Alien. Oh, with
Alan Tudyk.
Yeah. I couldn't remember his name. I just
Okay,
saw
so season-
Netflix was showing that as a suggestion to me today.
There's one scene, like, I literally spit water all over the TV. I was watching, actually, I was watching on a tablet at the breakfast table, and I was taking a drink of water, and season 1, episode 5, he's arguing with a little boy. I'm talking like, this kid's like, I'm really bad at the whole age thing, so anywhere from 8 to 12, I'm talking
Sure.
young kid. And the kid says something to him, and they get into a little bit of an argument, and in the middle of a crowded restaurant, he spits on this kid.
Wait, I keep on feeling like I'm going the wrong way. Like I get up to a top and then I look and I'm like, oh, it's over there. And then I go over there and I'm like, wait, no, it's in the middle between these things. I keep on. I think it's because they're clear. My brain kind of doesn't register them as things to jump on. Even though I did already jump on them. Oh, I was supposed to go down from there. Okay.
Oh yeah, those are I would not be okay with that. But yeah, so he spits on this kid, and I in turn spit out all the drink that I had in my mouth, and yeah, it's a wonderful show. I think you're supposed to jump on those balls that are moving that are also kind of clear.
Yeah.
Nope.
They're VFX. They are clear because they're. Oh, that respawned me. Oh, cool. There's a checkpoint there. Oh, all right. At least I'm respawning. That saves some time.
That's really cool. That is a really cool mechanic in a parkour. I like that a lot.
Oh no, I missed. Oh, but it didn't work that time. All right, it is challenging. I'll give you that. I think part of it's challenging because the things that you need to jump on are clear and small and moving.
And they move.
And holy. Like it looks like a little like a firework that exploded a second ago and then just froze in time. So maybe we'll skip that.
I think that's just mean.
What?
And just the parkour. I think it's mean.
I'm okay. I'm if you enjoy jumping on things, I enjoy jumping on things. I'm okay with the parkour being hard, but I'm not gonna make you all suffer through watching me try over and over again.
Thank you. Oh, I would also like to point out that Crypto Jimbro, who won the hat, is over on YouTube. We got a YouTube winner today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
40 cool party assets. Oh, did they only spawn in after? I was thinking maybe they were like some of the things that I'd already collected, like the swords and stuff. So what I like about this is how many kind of distinct areas there are.
Yeah.
That's cool. How many like different cool stylistic things are going on. I would have maybe made the cool party collectibles available before you talk to that guy, because we've already
From the very
jumped
beginning.
like all over the place, and we could have been collecting those earlier. You don't have to like start the quest right at the start. You could still start it later on. But if the items are just kind of scattered about, there's not a whole lot of reason to make them appear afterwards, when it could be like you already collected them all and then you talk to the guy and you're like, hey, I already got them all, and then he'd be like, super cool. But you know, that's just a personal preference. It's not like that's not the thing that like makes or breaks a game. That's just like the way that I would do it. Kind of like you know, the coins in Mario, they're already there. You already know you need to collect them.
Never played Mario. I don't know what you're talking about.
The rings in Sonic.
No, don't know what Sonic is.
The Well, I was gonna say the rupees in Zelda, but you have to
I've
do
never played
things.
video games before, Alex. This is my first time on the internet.
The pennies you find on the ground outside.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like that. Oh, hey, the robot also dances.
Gotta love a good penny.
Delicious.
I mean, he doesn't dance very well, but he's doing a bang-up job at trying, and I respect that.
Got to get your daily zinc in. Performance was
pennies,
the reading,
gotcha, yeah.
fighting with the FPS. Okay, that makes sense if you're trying to limit the number of assets in the experience. That is the biggest. I'll say that there's two things typically that will cause an experience. Three things typically that will cause an experience to have some performance issues, and they're not the only things, but they're the things that I encountered the most.
Okay.
The first one, and probably the most prevalent, is the number of animated assets being high. So static assets are pretty efficient, even if they have a high face count. 5,000 faces or more is not advisable, but generally desktop GPUs, even older ones, can handle that. Especially if they're not moving at all. Oh no, I didn't mean to fall there. I was trying to get behind this train thing. I guess it's easy if I jump from there. Oh wait, it's inside. Is that the way you're supposed to get back here? Creepy.
I mean, she's just hanging out.
Or
why
can
you
you
be so
crawl under this?
judgmental?
You can crawl under it. That's what you're supposed to do.
It's hidden with all that tall grass.
So animated assets will be bigger file sizes. They have more nodes. Your computer has to spend more time processing those nodes and the animations. The more keyframes in those assets actually can affect performance. So more keyframes on more nodes will make an impact. So, but just in general, as you make a game, the more animated assets you use, the more memory you take up, the harder the computer has to work on the CPU and the GPU to process those files. So if there's any way to reduce the number of animated assets, which if you're trying to make an experience look like it's fully populated with a bunch of NPCs and stuff, can be difficult to do. So yeah, that's usually the first thing that will cause performance issues. The second thing is too many assets with behaviors. So I don't think this is the case anymore, but it used to be that when you placed grass, it had the plant behavior automatically. And just having something like that, even if it's not doing anything, just takes up more memory, takes up more CPU, because those assets are trying to check if they're receiving a message. And so they keep on like calling out like, hey, does any behavior have a message for me? Am I supposed to be doing something now? And removing those behaviors from everything can help them be more efficient. What was the third thing? Oh, the third thing is synchronized multiplayer stuff. Just any multiplayer definitely will have more performance drawbacks than single player, because your game client has to talk to the server and talk to the other players and synchronize everything up. So the more multiplayer behaviors that you have, the more synchronizing happens, and the more time it takes for all of those messages to go through your internet, talk to the server, and bounce back to you. So reducing the number of multiplayer behaviors in a multiplayer experience can help as well. So those are usually the three things that I see the most often for performance.
There's another factor that increases performance issues, and that's being over the age of 40. They say once you reach the age of 40, it increases by at least 40%.
Well, luckily I've got another 5 years.
And it's not 100%. Not 100%. Just take care
5
of
years
yourself.
and some change.
Yeah. I made it funny.
Yeah. But also we're
And then
old.
there's cameos flying by in the background on his motorcycle doing wheelies. Like, performance what? YOLO! Is there any way to limit the amount of players allowed into your multiplayer experience?
That is a good question. So, there is a thing called instance locking, which is currently only a staff feature. And I got some clarification on why instance locking is a staff feature.
Okay, what was that?
So one of the important things is for performance of the entire platform. That is
Okay.
important. Now, one of the things that I've said when people are like, what's the point of having a land NFT? Like, why can't you just publish your games like you made them in Unity or whatever? You know, why not just publish it like on Steam? One of the important things is that owning land gives you server access. You get to publish a multiplayer game that plays on a server for any number of players, and that's part of your ownership of land on the platform. And
That's how I've always described it to people too.
Yeah, that's not a free thing for
No.
other games. Like, if you are making a multiplayer game from scratch, coding it, you know, you're programming it in C# or, you know, Unity or Unreal or whatever, you have to either set up servers, dedicated
Or pay for
servers.
server space.
Yeah, typically people making games are not building their own server hardware. They're typically paying for a service that is professional at doing that and scaling to support however many players they have. And you see this even with, you know, AAA games. You know, day one, oftentimes they're still balancing their servers to see like how many players are connecting, what the most popular times are. So that, you know, those first few weeks are sometimes a lot of adjusting where, you know, you can't find game sessions because the servers are full or the servers are slow and buggy. And so that, you know, as much testing as you can do with hundreds of beta testers, that might not prepare your game company for tens of thousands of concurrent players on a game. So that's stuff that you see constantly adjusting. Where was I going with all this? Oh yeah, so typically game developers are not building their own server hardware. They're going with you know, whether it's Amazon or Cloudflare or whatever, they're going with some sort of server system that will support the needed servers. Then you see some games using a self server. It's not dedicated servers where, you know, like an MMO needs dedicated servers that are running all the time that everybody else connects to, and that keeps all the timers for like item respawns and boss respawns and all that stuff all synchronized. But a lot of multiplayer games will also use like a local server where like one player is basically the server and then all the other players are connecting to that person. And that's more like Minecraft servers where it's like running on your system as the server and then everybody else is connecting to you. I think that sometimes happens with some first-person shooter games where basically one person's computer is just, you know, it kind of like randomly, or maybe it looks for the person with the best system specs. I don't know exactly how they do the matchmaking for like Call of Duty and stuff, but they might send some, they'll set up one player as a server, everybody else is connecting to that player. If that player disconnects, there may be, it'll like reshuffle who's collecting all the information. The Sandbox is running servers for everybody else. So owning land is giving you server time, basically. So if you start up a game and you leave and there's nobody else in there for, I think it's like 20 minutes, the server will like spin down the instance of that game. It might even be shorter than 20 minutes. But if you were to like move an object, say there's a multiplayer object and you like pick it up from over here and you put it over here, you leave and come back and you were the only player, but you do it like within 5 minutes, you'll notice that that object is still where you put it. So that server's still running on the Sandbox side. And it's only after there have been no players for a little while that it turns off. Because we don't have fully persistent servers, because that would be a lot. That would be, 166,000 game instances running constantly. So just a few, and multiples, for popular lands. So the important reason for having, I lost it. I lost the train of thought.
Important reason for having server space.
The server locking the instance. So what we don't want to have happen with the locking the instance is if a player sets it up so that way the instance locks when there's only like 1 or 2 players. If you were to do that and your game is really popular, then you might be running 100 instances of your game, which is not the most optimal situation. And we're still working on how to optimize how it's going to prioritize the servers and the players and all that stuff. So for now, that server lock is not available for everybody. We're only using it in very specific situations for official Sandbox content. I can't think of any. I can't even think of any experiences I've had where the server lock has been used. And it's mostly just because it would be very easy for a few creators to like put a huge load on the servers and kind of like waste server resources, which would be a detriment to everybody.
I would say everyone.
Yeah. So it would be difficult to like get good performance out of the game for people in other experiences, not even the ones that you're connected to in that situation. So it just is kind of it's like a being respectful kind of thing, except it's enforced. And yeah, so that's the main reasons for that. But as far as like limiting the number of players in other ways, I feel like I was talking to somebody and there was an option on the spawn portal to like limit the number of people that could connect at once.
Number of people that could spawn in.
Yeah. But I haven't actually seen the setting. I think we'll stop running around here in a second. I do want to talk to this mogul guy and see what his quest is. This mafia boss looking character up here. And we can open up the Game Maker real quick and take a look at that. Oh, I think we're missing a step. There's no step.
Uh-oh. Do you have to earn the step?
No, there's also an elevator here.
Oh, okay. Let's say what now? Maybe the steps are a red herring?
So the 20 people cap is important for the amount of information that has to go back and forth between the players. That's a thing that can continue to be worked on and optimized. Oh, I'm not even in the right building. Go back down.
Silly Alex.
Descend, please. Thank you. Well, I found some shoes while I was at it. So it would be cool to have massive servers with lots and lots of people. But you also have to think that all the information that goes between you and the server, that also has to happen for all the other players, and all that information has to be served to all the other players. So when we see there's only been a few games that have done stuff quite that massive, and they're usually much larger companies. So you see like PUBG and Call of Duty with Warzone, um, uh, all the other battle royales. What's the one the kids like?
Fortnite.
I know. um,
What's the one that's popular with the youths?
right. Um, so those games, you can have a lot more people in those experiences, but I don't think most of them are serving you all the data for all the players. Like typically, if you've ever loaded into a PUBG lobby, you know that it's like absolute chaos when you first join, because you're like in the spawn area and there's like 50 other people all around you, and it's just total chaos. But there's no damage being dealt. There's no items being equipped. Well, there might be a few items being equipped. But there's no like actual real gameplay that's important to have it be perfectly synchronized at that moment. Once you actually start playing the game, most people are pretty far away from each other. And that makes a difference as far as like how hard it is on the server to like give you all the information. You'll notice like the gameplay in a game of Call of Duty that only has 12 players in a match, in like a 6v6 team deathmatch. That is much more tight in gameplay, as far as like, here he is. This is the guy I was looking for. It's much more tight in gameplay as far as like game accuracy and timing, and making sure that everything's happening in a competitive way where people aren't going to feel like the game is bugging out on them and getting mad about it. I mean, they'll still think that and they'll still get mad about it, but
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but having it be that few players in a relatively small space is typically the way that sort of game works, whereas something like a battle royale, you've got them over a much wider span, and it's really only giving you the information for the players right around you. And as the circle closes on that battle royale, there's fewer and fewer players until the end of the game. So when you get down to that 6v6 map size from Call of Duty, you've only got 20 players left in the game. World of Warcraft raids worked well until players consolidated in as a horde, popping into Stormwind. And it's the same thing with MMOs. It's not loading all the players across the whole map into one space. You're spread out over a bunch of different... I don't know if World of Warcraft has this. I remember that RuneScape had it. There would be like interior spaces and different levels, and like it was only showing you the players where you were. It wasn't showing them on the different levels of a building from you. It wasn't, when you were inside the building, it wasn't showing you the players outside the building. So those are all ways that the game will optimize to like not have so much data flowing, because it starts becoming a lot. And in the case of Minecraft, in the case of the Sandbox, these spaces are relatively small, and so more than 20 players, it could be a lot of fun, but it's also harder to get enough information to have the gameplay make sense for everybody. And so will that cap raise someday in the future? It might. It depends on how things are optimized and what kind of gameplay features we enable. What we might see happen, and this is just based on predictive abilities, is we might see that some features, some gameplay modes or gameplay features may have a different player cap limit than other game modes or features. So right now we have, in the Game Maker, we have the like RPG adventure set, which is what we're in now. So we've got this We've got our inventory and equipment set up this way. We've got our gameplay stats. We've got the kind of combat that we have preset. That's all kind of one game setup. So maybe the cap on that will always be 20. If we enable a first-person shooter set, maybe that cap will be 12. If we enable a racing game mode, maybe the cap on that will be 10. I don't know. It's a possibility that the amount of information that has to go back and forth between the players may change what that cap is, or as we see other kind of optimization features in the Game Maker, you might see that the number of multiplayer behaviors might influence a cap in the number of players for the sake of balancing, because those multiplayer behaviors are sending multiplayer messages. They go to all players, which is why we have recommended caps for those behaviors in the Game Maker. It says like, hey, don't have more than 20 moving platforms in an experience. I don't remember the exact number, but it's something like that. Because of the amount of data that has to travel back and forth to keep it synchronized for all players. So it may be that, hey, you could have a game with 100 moving platformers, but you have a max player cap of 4 players. If Seb is jumping in the server, it should auto buff and allow the user cap to go unlimited, so we can all hang with the Seb. That would be pretty cool.
OP God mode.
It would also be funny because, as much as we all love Seb, we know that parkour can be a struggle sometimes. So it would be funny if it lags out just because Seb is playing.
Feel your pain, Seb. I really do.
It's a debuff.
Ooh, instead of a speed buff, it's a slow debuff.
It's horde mode where just everybody connects to the instant subs.
Okay. The horde.
I remember you in Boop Goop Hub. I think I did okay in Boop Goop Hub, except there was one specific part that I remember struggling. I think it was jumping to the vines.
Was it the jumping part? Because that's where I struggled.
I'm pretty sure it was jumping from vine to vine. Any game that has jumping from vine to vine, I struggle with that so much.
So much.
All right, so what's this guy doing in his tracksuit? He's the sand boss. Are we gonna join the sand gang? Sure, let's join a gang. Oh, we gotta get the tracksuit parts. Okay, so it's another collection quest. There's only 3. So I think we'll skip this for now. I'll let you all explore it on your own. This was Disto GN Hub. We're gonna fire up the Game Maker really quickly. I don't think I ever finished telling Timio what I was liking about it. So I do like that experience had like kind of concise areas where like there was definitely like, this is a room, there's things going on in here, and thematically it was kind of consistent inside that space. It navigating between them could get a little bit confusing because the exteriors of the buildings felt kind of similar to each other. So maybe a little bit more signage, or if you could even just change the colors of the blocks. So maybe you have like a red tower. It doesn't have to be like bright red or something. Like,
just something
different shades of gray, an off red gray kind of color. Have like a brick building, a cement building, and just make those towers kind of like different enough from each other where I could tell like, oh yeah, I remember that this guy was in this building, because sometimes I had a hard time remembering where I was ending up as I went through each layer. Yeah, just a little bit.
Little color differentiation will help a lot of people make that transition a lot smoother.
Especially when you've got a lot of stuff going on in there, which is fun, but can also just make it a little more difficult to navigate. But yeah, no, I really like the decoration that's going on there. It's really cool. All right, so let's see. We're gonna create a new experience here. And we're gonna see what the options are. Because, like I said, I think somebody mentioned a player cap setting, but I didn't remember actually seeing it. So we're just gonna see what's there. Like 75% of the things that I learned in the Game Maker is just by me like looking at it and reading what the things
Poking
say.
things.
Well, first I read them and then I poke them and see what they do. And if it does what I expect, that's great. If it does something that I don't expect, maybe it's something cool and I learned something. Maybe it does something unexpected. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna click on the spawn plate here. Avatar spawner. So max capacity 20 players per experience. We can override equipment. We can use persistent equipment. We can set what the equipment is. Spawn volume. So we can say players spawn really close to each other, or we can spread them out over an area.
Oh wow. How big can that spawn area get? Can it encompass the entire level? Or that entire floor?
Pretty
Basically,
much.
yeah.
Yeah. If we do box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the box is the whole dang thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it actually has a. Yep. You can spawn anywhere. Oh.
I like it. If the spawn point.
So
I was wondering
fixed.
that.
This was fixed though. So I noticed in the, I think it's 0.10.8 is the version now, but I'm in 0.10.6 right now. So I was able to define a spawn volume larger. But do you remember that I did figure out in 0.9 how to spawn outside? We were able to spawn above the and
then you just fell forever.
Space. So well, no, I mean, when we were on top of the land, it actually let us like walk around up there. So let's see. We'll go back to sphere, make it reasonable size. So let's edit logic and see if it gives us any more options. Add a feature. We can do light, sound, and VFX. We can assign teams. Ah, okay. Interesting. There's a max players here. You can do a max of 10 per team.
How many teams?
I don't think there's a team limit.
So what if we have 5 teams and we have 10 people per team? Or would it reduce the amount of players you could put per team based off that
there's going to be a
20?
total cap. It's still going to be a 20 total cap. You can't like, I mean, maybe you can,
okay, so,
but I don't think it's going to let you go past.
Actually, yeah.
20
Why don't you
players.
just do this? Why don't you do 5 teams and then do 5 players per team and see if we can somehow.
I don't know if we have enough viewers right now to like, if everybody jumped in right now.
Yeah.
To test that. Okay. It's let me make 21 teams. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. So I don't think that there's an actual team cap.
Okay.
At least not one that I've seen. So I guess if you made 22 teams, it either assigns randomly or it assigns randomly to balance. So I'm guessing each player would spawn into different teams up until you got to 20, and then it would start a new instance because the instance is full. So you'd never get teams 21 and 22 with a player on them unless somebody disconnected and another person connected, and instead of choosing the one from the disconnected player, it chose the next highest one. Like if player 12 disconnected, would it give you 12 or would it give you 21? I don't know.
Gotcha.
But I mean, it'd be a lot of work to set up 20 teams or 22 teams. I don't really see. I can see there being a use in setting up 20 teams if you want to have each player. So like if we want to do like a free for all first person shooter, everybody is their own team, and we would need to set up 20 guns for 20 teams for 20 players, and each player gets their own team with their own items. So there's that. But yeah, so the max, the reason I wasn't seeing the max player slider is because you don't see it unless you do assign teams.
Okay.
So you can assign teams and have max 10 players on a team. So you could either do, and it's your choice whether teams even do anything. So if you want a max of 15 players in your game, you can have a team A and a team B and then do nothing with it. You could just let them play like it's any other old multiplayer hub. But then you limited it to 15 by having, well, I guess you couldn't, no, you could. You would put 2 spawn plates maybe next to each other or at least close to each other. Set 1 to 5 and set the other to 10. So I've got 10 on this one, 5 on this one. 1 goes to team A, 1 goes to team B, and then you don't do any logic based on the team stuff. You just have a player cap of 15 players. So yeah, you can totally do that. Going above 20, I don't think that's going to be possible, even if we say, hey, we want to have 20 on team A and 20 on team B. That's not going to like sneak in 40 players into your game. I don't think. I mean, you can try it, but I don't think it's going to work.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's how you change the max players in your game. So you could set this to have a max player of, so the minimum number is 3. So it doesn't lock the instance, but it does limit the number of players to 3 because you have the 1 spawn plate and you say only 3 players. So it would theoretically make a new instance, I think.
Okay.
That is something you could try if you want to experiment with that. Let me know how it works. You wish you could do a team member of 1. That's called a single player game, Cryptogene. Oh, a team of 1 member. So Cryptogene, that's why you would want to have multiple spawn plates. If you wanted to do a team of 1, just make enough spawn plates so that way you have 20 spawn plates. So your max player would be 1. But as each person spawns in, they're going to be on a new team. I'm pretty sure. That's what we observed in my goofing around with it. Free for all is my jam too. I typically stomp people in free for all. Get no respect for real skills. Yeah, I'm a team player though. I usually play hardcore, which has team damage, and I typically get along well with my team. I always push the objective, but I do like free for all though. Free for all makes it feel, free for all hardcore makes it feel like playing like Quake 3 because it's just it's like intense and frantic. There's you can't stop, you can't rest, you got to keep pushing, and inevitably the reason why I win is because everybody else is like, I'm gonna camp in a corner, I'm gonna be sneaky, and it doesn't work because they're not moving around to find more players, so they're waiting for players to come for them. It's like the difference between like fishing with like a line and you're just sitting there versus like a dragnet. And I'm the one running around with the dragnet, and so I tend to die a lot because I come running around a corridor and somebody's there camping it. But typically once they kill me, they don't move, they're still there, and I'm like,
pew pew pew.
Yeah, I run right back, but now I know where you are. So
And
Uh,
pew pew pew.
yeah, you got it. You got to keep moving in free for all. So we'll get to the end of a match that has a cap of, I don't remember if it's 20 or 30. I don't remember what the cap is.
I have no idea.
But I'll hit the cap, and the person in second place will have like half my score. And I'll do that about 10 times in a row, and then the game goes, wait a minute, we got to put you against better players, and it switches me, and I get absolutely crushed in the next match. Because I'm playing against people who have probably been playing Call of Duty since high school, and I've only been playing for like 3 years now, 2 years, something like that. So
Hey, you know what? You're doing your best, big guy.
I'm good in that circumstance, Clankers. I'm not always amazing. Well, whenever I play with Joe, I do terribly. Because he's one of those people who's been playing since high school, so the game like recognizes he needs to go up against harder players. So I join a match with him, and it's like, you got to play against all these veteran players. And I'm like, no, please keep me with the noobs where I can actually win a game.
This is not fair. I don't like this. Put Joe in a game with the noobs and me, not me in a game with Joe and them.
Right, exactly.
Rude.
Japanese? I don't know what the Japanese has to do with it. I put a suppressor on everything, including the shotguns. Oh, you're playing against Japanese? I don't think I've ever heard anybody speaking Japanese in a game. I hear plenty of Spanish. All right, enough talk about Call of Duty. The Sandbox, totally, you can max your players between 3 and 10 by having a single team. And then you can just balance it out by having more teams to reduce the total number allowed in a team. Do 20 teams, and then you'll only have one player per team, I think. If you want to do 2 players per team, then you could do 10 teams of 2 each. Or, well, I mean, it would be 10 teams of 3 each, but I think it would balance it out to be 2 players. One more contest. We're done, though. We can go for 2 hours.
We're about to close out.
I gotta go make dinner. I've got guests over right now.
Oh, you go. We close.
Did you? Oh yeah, you did announce the winner.
Yeah, we did.
So Skyhand 110. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
5 p.m. Eastern time. So about 30 minutes from now on Wednesday, and we'll do another one then. We'll see you then, Skyhand.
We promise.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Missed the show, had a hard night. I'm sorry about that. Well, you can watch the replay. We were goofy today. We talked about a lot of silly stuff. And we will be back talking about more silly stuff on Wednesday. Maybe we'll play more spooky games. I like playing the spooky games. I think they're my favorite.
I like it when you play the spooky games because sometimes you make those little yells, and I get to poke at you while you're doing it and distract you. And we talk about a bunch of random things. We have fun and we explore the community's creations, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, community creations make spooky games for me to play. That's my job's to play spooky games. Your job's to make spooky games. We're like peanut butter and jelly.
I'm gonna go eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now. Now we have to close.
All right, we got anybody to raid?
I don't think so, but I will check again. Give me 1 second to refresh.
We're gonna check. Hang out, everybody, for 5 seconds here. We're gonna go see if we can raid somebody. We will see you in a few days. Have a great weekend. And
bye,
Memorial
everyone.
Day weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
It's a bank holiday in the US and the UK. So
yeah, there we go.
Enjoy.
All right. Bye-bye.